Hello and welcome. Sometimes I sit and I think to myself how blessed I am to be out of an abusive relationship. I sit and sometimes I wonder, how did I really make it out? How did I survive? How did I continue to go on even after I got out of it? How did I make it up in my mind to leave? What made me decide to leave this abusive relationship? And why did I stay in it so long? When I sit and I reminisce on the past, my past, I call them failures, my past sad days, depressed days where I just felt like giving up, days I just felt like I was nothing and nobody would understand, nobody would care, days I would just sit and just stare, days I would just be crying, trying to figure out why. Some days I would just needed a hug, so I would hug myself. Some days I would sit in front of my laptop and I would just say to myself, am I helping anybody? Is anybody being helped? Is this podcast a waste of time? Is my journey, what I went through, is it helping anybody? Should I stop now? Should I go on? Should I give up? A lot of times I sit here and I just look. I don't say anything. I'm in total silence. And some days the tears start coming down my face. My heart gets heavy. I get sad. And then I say, I know the times that when I went through what I went through, I didn't have time to sit and think and wonder and cry. I didn't have time to hug myself, pick myself up, saying it would be all right, and then say, well, I'm leaving. I stayed because I didn't know any better. I didn't know there was any chance of being better. I didn't know there was a door to go out and stay out. All I knew was there was a revolving door that I would go out, I would leave, but then I would come back and go through the same cycle. It was like when you wash clothes and forget to put the detergent and fabric softener in. All you're doing is wetting the clothes. They're just getting wet. They're not getting clean. They're just getting wet. And then they go through the spinning cycle. They're not spinning no dirt out because the dirt is still there. They're just spinning the dirt around and around into the clothes. And then once it's done, you realize I didn't put any soap or fabric softener in. So you start the cycle all over again. You manage to put the soap in. You manage to put the fabric softener in. Go through the wash cycle, the rinse cycle, and you forget that you even washed your clothes. So the clothes sit in the washer because you forgot about it. You forgot that you were washing clothes. So you realize the next day that you did clothes and they sat overnight wet and they got mildew. So you started the cycle all over again. And you told yourself, don't forget, once the washer is done, to take them out. Hang those that need to be hung up and put those that need to be put in the dryer. So you do that. That's how it was with me in this relationship. I kept forgetting who I was. I kept forgetting how to be happy. I kept forgetting to trust, to believe. So I was just spinning, never accomplishing anything, never make it up in my mind to be a better person because I thought that this was my life. This is what I was supposed to be. This is how I was supposed to live. I wasn't supposed to be happy. So I accepted everything that was done to me. So sometimes I sit and I go into my anchor, my podcast, and I listen to different episodes. And when I listen to some of the things that I say that I went through, I sit and I think, oh my God, I actually did that, went through that, survived that. When I think about it, I know a lot of women that's been abused, and they think about what they went through, and they go over and they rehearse it, and they visualize it, and they think about it. Sometimes you could get down, but then you realize, I survived. I made it out. There's some young lady didn't make it out, but I made it out. And so I have to tell myself, keep going forward. This is your destiny. This is what you're supposed to do. This is what you went through this abuse for and got out of it to help somebody else. I may look at the analytic on my anchor and I see that, maybe a couple of days and nobody has listened to any episode, and that bothers me. But then I have to realize that the ones that did listen to it, they're probably, I had one of my cousins says she listened to it, but she cried. It hurt her to realize what I went through. And I know some of these episodes is very, very deep. And some things I say is sometimes hard to hear, listen to. So I understand when there's not as many people that I'm thinking should be, not as many women that I think should be listening to my podcast. But then I think about the women that did listen to it, how they're thinking about, if she got through this, I can get through this. If she made it, I can make it. I have to always keep in mind that I'm doing this for somebody else, not for me. I'm doing this to help another woman who's struggling with being abused, the side effects of abuse, the sadness, the loneliness, the anger, the frustration, the bitterness, the hate. It's all there. So if any woman ever say that she's ever been abused, she's not. She don't experience hate. You're lying because you do. I experienced it. I experienced hate, bitterness, anger, frustration, depression. Started hating myself because I would say to myself, why didn't you just get out? Why did you allow that to happen? Why did you? Weren't you thinking? What made you stay in a situation? Why did you? I asked myself that. I couldn't answer myself because I didn't know why. It was like it was a drug. I was addicted to it. And I didn't know how to get away from it. It was an addiction. It was, like it was a failure to me. I was a failure to myself. So I had a lot of emotions running through my mind. Yes, I'm still healing. And that's why I do this podcast to continue to heal, to continue to keep going on, going forward, not giving up. I may not see the hundreds of women that I've helped personally, but I feel that I'm helping somebody. And it's not in vain. I'm invested in it. I can't turn around. I won't turn around, no matter how days I may have where I'm wondering, is it really helping anybody? I got to keep going on. I got to keep pushing forward because that's the enemy that's trying to make me quit because he sees that someone is being helped and he hates that. So he tries to discourage me, not them. He tried to discourage me from continuing with my podcast, but I'm not giving up. I come too far. I survive too much to let it be a waste of time. So therefore, I will continue to speak my journey, to speak my destiny, to walk in my destiny, to never give up, to always go forward, never turn around, never retreat, never give up, always keep pushing, push until something happens, pray until success happens. I'm not a quitter. I'm not going to quit. I'm here to help some woman, to help her get through her struggles, her bitterness, her unhappiness, her depression, her suicidal thoughts, her anger, her mistrust. I'm here to help push women, single women, to keep going, keep striving, don't give up. It gets better if you don't give up, if you don't retreat, if you don't turn around and run back. Keep going forward because your destiny is right in front of you. Walk through that door. It took me a while to walk through that door and stay out of that door, but I did it. You may turn around and go back and then come back out and go back in, go back out, come back in. I did that. I know what it's like. But once that day comes, and that day comes where you say, enough's enough. I can't do it no more. I can't go back no more. I need to make a change. I'm going to make a change. Step by step, baby steps. I'm determined to be a survivor. I'm determined to be the woman that I was born to be, a successful, brilliant, awesome, beautiful, successful woman. No matter how long it takes, I'm not going to give up. Not going to cave in. Not going to stop. I'm going to keep running this race because I want to get to the end where I get my trophy. And my trophy is that another woman has made it out. And she's at the end waiting on me, so I can't stop in the middle of this race and give up. Because she's at the end waiting on me to pull her up out of it. And if I turn around, she will not make it out. So I'm running this race to win my prize, to bring someone else, some other young lady out, to let them realize it's possible to be happy. Thank you for listening. Have a blessed day. And always remember, God loves you, and so do I. Finish the race. That's what I'm going to do. Thank you.